process of this, we're extremely excited about our season. You know, the thank you list gets really long. I'd like to thank Coach Gotti. I played for Coach Gotti, which dates him and me. So it's such a cool honor to be in this position. You know, to see the evolve, because, you know, from my experience, going back from even 2001 and that early of a point to this point and seeing how far it's advanced, Stan, thank you so much for all you guys have done. And just to see this advancement, it's a really cool thing. It's great for these guys. This is really about, the one thing I figured out in my years, this really isn't about coaches. It's about players and their experience, and walking out of this with a quality experience and saying I was thankful to be a part of that. That's what this is about. And, you know, for us in the development of our program, it's come a long way, and that's tremendous work out of our administration, out of our leadership with Coach Gotti, and then coaches that have come before me. So we're at a point where we just want to see what the next step looks like. If you talk to our guys, they're very clear on their goals and what they want to do and what they're trying to accomplish, and they don't make any shortcomings, and there's no second chance at it. This is what they want to do. This is where they want to go, and that's it. So for me to come in and try to facilitate that and set a culture around, because, you know, we set a standard, and if our players will increase that standard, it gets really fun at that point, and that's our hopes.
Coach, since you've been back at the SAGU campus, what's the best part of being back on the campus?
Well, when I played for Coach, I had to do all the laundry and start a quarterback and a lot of other things. So, you know, just seeing the development, you know, because everything's a matter of perspective. So for some of you guys that start a program, you have a perspective of this, and then 15, 20 years down the road, some other coach is going to have a different perspective. So seeing the development and seeing the vision that President Bridges has, along with Coach Gotti, and just seeing that evolve. And plus, we've got some really talented players. I'm partial, which you should be, about yours as well, but I'm real partial to our guys. CJ's a tremendous player and a person, and then Jeremy over here. These guys just have a work ethic, whether it's, you know, they're always there, they're always working, and they're always wanting to be around our program. And that's the coolest thing. When you set a culture and guys want to be there all the time, it makes it really special.
Coach, as you begin this year and your team goes on the field for the first time, what do you want your team to be known for?
You know, we've set our core values, and, you know, and that's kind of, you know, culture's become the big buzzword, you know, culture. So we've set our core values, and we've tried to give each day an identity. You know, but the big thing is we want to be really just tough. We want to play tough, because what we told them right before they went on for summer is that at the end of the day, work will save your life. So no matter how talented you are, no matter how much God-given gifts you've been given, that if you will work, that'll override everything. So for us going into a Saturday afternoon or a Saturday night game, we want to play tough. We want to play with grit. We want to be guys who show a lot of character, because we feel our institution is very different. We're very Bible focused. All of our guys are going to get an element of Bible-based education. So we know we're different. So the way we interact is going to be different. It's going to be uncommon, and the way we handle our business is going to be different. But at the end of the day, work will save your life. And if these guys will work like I know they're working, and if we'll be tough, that's going to be who we're identified as.
Thank you, Coach. CJ, last year you were voted the Offensive Player of the Year in 2017. This year you are selected as the preseason Offensive Player of the Year in the SAC. What will your approach to, how are you going to approach the season to follow up and ensure that you have a strong season?
Receiving that award and being a nominee this year is it's a blessing and an honor. It's a testament to the players around me and how hard my offensive line works every single play. For me as a quarterback, I just have to grow every day, pick apart defenses, find their tendencies, and grow as a leader.
Okay. Now, new coaching staff this year, and then you're kind of in a weird situation here since you were a medical redshirt for a year. This is actually your third head coach and your fourth offensive coordinator. Is that correct? In the 5 years that you've been with the program. So how does all that match up to your changing roles with your teammates, your changing roles with different coaches? How does that this year, how are you approaching that?
You know, different coaching staffs have different methods and everything, but Coach Smith coming in, he was high strung, he's fired up. He relates to us very well. You catch him at 5 o'clock in the morning, you catch him at 8 o'clock at night, he's going to have the same energy. And him bringing that to this team is incredible, and it's gonna motivate us, and it's gonna bring us to the next level. For me personally, it's just, you know, be more of a vocal leader, keep making plays, and one thing that Coach Smith always says is be that guy, and that's one of my goals, just to be that guy.
Thank you. Now, Jeremy, you get to catch passes from that guy. So what's it like playing with the Offensive Player of the Year?
It makes a lot of things easier. CJ is an incredible leader. He comes to me and he says he can't be the only one being a leader. So my first year here, I wasn't a very talkative person, and he got me out of that little shell, and he just taught me how to become a leader within the receiver corps, and now I'm able to lead them into the season.
Thank you, Jeremy.
So heading into your senior season, and this is kind of, this is it. So what are your goals individually and team-wise for 2018?
Team-wise, just be the best we can be. Let the dogs out, fight. If you're not competing, you don't get to be on the field, basically. Individually, it's really just staying healthy. Last year, I was hurt, missed the last 3 games. I was able to make the bowl game, but at that point, it really didn't matter. So just stay healthy, catch all the footballs CJ throws to me, to be the playmaker they want me to be.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate your time up here. Thank you, and best of luck on your season. Coming up now will be Arizona Christian. Joining me on the stage are head coach Jeff Bowen, Joshua Cronk, who is an O-lineman, a senior from Tucson, Arizona, and then Austin Niziolek, a linebacker who's a senior from Scottsdale, Arizona. So, Coach, if you would, give us your opening remarks.
First of all, what an amazing event the SAC has organized and Texas Wesleyan. This has been awesome, and I hope it continues. It's a really neat experience for the players. In our university, in 2014, our President Munsell, had a vision of growing our university and bringing football to our campus, and with the leadership of our athletic director, Jeff Rudder. It's amazing to see where we've gone in 4 years, and we're excited about year 5.
Well, Coach, you should be. You've got 12 starters back from a team that won 7 games last year. The conference-wise, you guys have won 17 of 20 conference games that you've competed in over the last 3 years. How do you think this year's team compares to previous teams?
It's a different vibe on this team right now. The focus is a lot different because 7-3 is a good season, and we're proud of what we accomplished. But we also know we were 48 seconds away from being 9-1 and having a better year. So just the focus on what we do, how we go about our business. We, in the recruiting class, we've really focused on not getting necessarily the best guy, but getting the right guys for Arizona Christian, because again, we're a faith-based institution, and our requirements for our players and our culture is a lot different. So just finding guys that can fit into that and grow in our program.
Coach, ACU stepped out, and there's no NAIA programs around you when you guys started football, and you brought football to Arizona. Now you have a neighbor down the street who's also started football. How has the awareness of football in Arizona changed with them coming in, OUAZ, and having another school in your area that's competing? And then are you looking forward to having an opponent a little closer to home?
We're excited because it's about an hour down the road. Our guys aren't going to know what to do if we don't get on the bus for 17 hours. So we may just get on the bus and drive around the block for a day and head on over there. Our guys will have to adjust to that. But it's great to have another small college that's playing four-year football in Arizona. There's not a lack of talent. We're the 5th largest metropolitan area in the country, so there's a lot of opportunities for Arizona football players to continue playing, which is exciting. You know, my whole coaching career has been in Arizona, so I'm excited to see how small college football evolves in Arizona.
Joshua, you play all line, and you guys put up 39 points last year, 2017 game. What's it like being an offensive lineman in a fast-paced offense that's consistently scoring that many points?
Yes, sir. It's different, you know, trying to go that fast. You kind of got to think on your feet, you got to think on the fly, and you just got to go. And, you know, that goes back to our offensive line coach, Coach Parker and Coach Bowen, making sure every week that we're as prepared as we can be so that when game time comes and you got to get to the line and you already got to know what you're doing because the play's already in. You know, you got to be prepared and you got to know what you're doing. And they make sure every week that we're ready to go and that we can go as fast as possible.
Now, you're a senior, so Arizona Christian, what has your experience been there? And what will you take away from being a student athlete at Arizona Christian University?
It's been awesome, you know, seeing this program from year 2 is when I entered. But, you know, all the guys that started the program were still around, and just kind of learning from those guys what they wanted to leave, what they wanted their mark to be at Arizona Christian, and what they wanted the culture to be like, and kind of building off of that. So, you know, knowing all those guys and what they wanted it to be, carrying that culture on. And what I'll take away from Arizona Christian, I would say my faith. I've grown tremendously since I've been there. And, you know, that goes to Coach Bowen and Coach Yanis, who started the program. They preach that, you know, that's the most important thing, and that's what I'll take away most from being a player at Arizona Christian.
Thank you very much. Austin played in all 10 games last year on the defensive side of the ball. What do you see your role on the team? Obviously, you're sitting here, and coach isn't bringing you along if you're not in some way and shape a leader. What do you try to bring to the team on that side of the ball, and how do you see your role?
Well, now especially that it's my 4th season, obviously I'm a senior, so I have some experience, I've been through it, but at the same time I like to lead the guys by example, be vocally leader, and at the same time be a servant leader, you know. They're my teammates, I do anything for them, so I just like to be that guy and be able to lead them and help them out any way I can.
Okay. You're a senior as well, and you're looking back over your career. What are the things, is there a game that stands out to you, or is there a particular highlight on the campus that stands out to you in your career as a student athlete?
I mean, winning the 2 conference championships was something I'll remember the rest of my life. But the games will fade. It's honestly just the memories, the people that I've met either on the team or just at the school. It's been a great atmosphere, a great 4 years, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So,
Coach Bowen, what's he like behind closed doors when you're in the locker room? Is he?
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. Obviously,
I wasn't implying anything else.
No. But he's a very relational coach. He builds good relationships with his players, which is something that is very important for a good program. He's a class act, great coach, and I've learned a lot from him in his coaching style. And I think the majority of the team responds very well to his style of coaching.
Thank you very much. Coach, any last comments?
Well, we're just excited for another season, and for the young men sitting in the room, I think you got to keep perspective that there's such a small amount of people that actually get to play this game, that you get to go on and get a degree, but you get to play it. You get to play a game. You don't have to play this game. And I think sometimes we get tied up in words like just effort and culture and grinding and stuff like that. And I think it almost builds a mantra of the toughness of our sport, but also it's just a privilege to play this game. And our game is under attack in so many different ways, and just the positiveness of playing football, and what it does for these young men after the game, you know. And I think this conference is gonna grow under the leadership of the Sooner Athletic Conference, and we're excited to get things started and play some ball.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it, and good luck on your season. Next, we will have the preseason favorite for the Senior Athletic Conference, the Langston Lions, their representatives. Joining me on the stage at this point, head coach Quentin Morgan, and then Eugene Fuller, who is a linebacker, a junior from Stockbridge, Georgia, and then Jalen Lowe, who is a quarterback, senior from Collinsville, Oklahoma. So, Coach, we'll let you start by making some opening remarks as your team. You're coming off the CSFL championship, and now you're the preseason Sooner Athletic Conference champion. So, give us your opening remarks.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone who had a part in putting this together. Stan, coaches from Texas Wesleyan, you guys did a great job putting this together. It's the first experience for myself and my players as well. Next, I would like to definitely thank my administration, my president, Dr. Ken Smith Jr., and my athletic director, Darnita Rogers. Without them, none of this would be possible for me because they trusted me to take this program to different levels. So I want to thank them most definitely. And as for this year, we're really just trying to take it day by day. And we're trying to get better. We're working very hard. We're not paying attention to all the accolades from last year because it's in the past. Our main focus this year, my expectations for the kids, is to win every day. Not just the games on Saturday. Our goal is to